Welcome back to Let's Play Aurora 4X Energy. I am... Let's embrace that groove. Okay, I've advanced time about 4 months since the last episode, and we have our new Magneto-Plasma drive technology. So, first things first, we're noticing that we get troops on... Crimson Rainbow. Just want to check the design, how much range this ship has, which is plenty. So I'm going to go ahead and load a garrison unit, which we do have. Safara. Just take care of that little bit of business. Now, level 4 engines. This is where you can start to get a real proper military. Do we have the... No, we don't. Okay, so so a new freighter, but I want 0.35 on that. It's only 2,000 tech points, and we got 13 labs sitting around, so it's going to be fairly quick technology. So, I should have that done earlier, but whatever. Right now, we're just kind of chilling out. No ships under construction. We're kind of nursing a uranium shortage. Really should we pay more attention to all this? Okay, I'm gonna take. Let's move 2 mines to IO. It's usually commercial line because it's available. There's no reason not to. Do that. Loon is over 100. So, you know what? I'm going to set it to stable for now. So, our colony ships will stop spoofing. I just want the more fuel efficient engines. Just the current super freighter design just burning fuel like you wouldn't believe. In the meantime, enjoy the retro dubstep. Not even sure where I got this particular track. I'd have to actually search for it. It's a channel, new retro wave. Whatever. I just wanted something different for a change. Most of the music I have is some kind of crazy Viking drunken metal, and that just doesn't fit the United Union of Unities vibe. So, okay, China Rose 2 is done. Okay, I think we start moving the lab. Kinda silly, but Earth. Now, labs are 5 times. Load research lab components. Okay, it's gonna take 5 trips to actually unload everything. So this is gonna tie up that freighter for a very long time. I think it's worth it. Take one guy off, just so that. Check over in the Avalon system. You can see that China Rose 3 has delivered a payload and is actually on its way back. So. 3.2 on Aiken. Okay, that is considerably more than they're supposed to be. And there's no uranium in that system right away, so okay, we need to consider our options here. People on Safara. Okay, we need to do everything here. Okay. I don't want to build a new freighter right now because we're so close to getting the new engine tech. We have the commercial lines just sitting there. Okay, how much infrastructure we have sitting on Sol right now, or Earth right now? Okay, I'm going to take 200. Supply. Do everything Hogwarts for now. Yes, it's a lame name, but you know, you need to have a little fun now and then. Do 30-day tick. We are recording. Okay, troops done. Military-wise, I don't know what we're going to be doing. I might go to a larger frigate. I might do a better corvette. This would still be a stopgap. But Victor maybe grab another system exploring. And we're focusing all our research on engines and production right now, which I think is the correct move. So we are neglecting a lot of like sensors and defensive tech. Minimum done. Okay. Check here. Do we have how many out? We have. Gonna move 10 auto labs to Venus using the commercial lines. Venus. And I'm gonna move a lab. Mike, mass driver. Situation eye out here. Not quite building up. Enough to worry about. Okay, what was I doing? Right. Engines. We have new okay. Design. These would be our freighter engines. That's size 50. Super freighter engine 2063. Okay. Go ahead and get that done. Surely do need to get some. So we'll get some start producing some infrastructure. So we're gonna need to move more of that than I had originally planned. You always want to have something around that just moves that new colonies. Construction research. Okay, everything else looks good. What's the situation in Ganymede though? Can move 2 mines, I think. Demand 2 mines there. Okay, that looks good. And we'll just advance. These 2 freighters coming back. Okay, so Fair B needs troops. So that's something to do. Although we don't have any garrison units set up. So I'm gonna have to grab a couple of those going. Okay, China Rose 1 is done. Okay. One mine. 40 infrastructure. Jump to Avalon and Aiken and go ahead and unload. In fact, you know what? Go ahead and do that twice. New engine complete. No shortage. Okay. Let's get down to business. Okay. Tykert class. Okay, that's an odd ship. That is an odd ship name. I'm just gonna roll with it. Super freighter. 20 engines, I think. See the okay. Go ahead, just do basic thermals for now. Could do ESM. I don't know. Probably not worth the cost, but. Nope, we're gonna have to drop an engine. Good enough. So. Let's compare this to the China Rose. 79. 12, just under 1200. So. About 150 extra speed, about 20 extra range. That looks good. We'll lock that. Now we'll copy. Here's where things get interesting. Terraformer. Name to. I always use Gaia, but that's kind of like lame. Keep things simple. Rip out the cargo. Okay, there we go. There's our terraformer ship. Carries 5 terraforming modules. Same speed as a freighter, same range. These are fairly mobile. And And if we did this right, yeah, so we can retool a shipyard for the Gaia and still build a tie curtain. So. To tool for Gaia. It's going to take a year and a half. I think that's a reasonable cost, though. So, I'm gonna start just kind of start upgrading our shipyards because we are going to need that. We got a bit of a long wait here. Couple of decent techs coming up though. I mean, I don't know how much actual. We do definitely need to be thinking about our next military. I'm not sure what designs I'm going to go with here. I don't want to focus too much on anything complicated. So just hit the 30-day mark. There's nothing moving. Okay, mineral shortage. Got that. Turret tracking. Okay, that's energy tech. So 2 collapse. Might as well just go back to turret tracking. That helps a lot of like God's weapons in that. Okay, it's Sephira 2. That is not what I expected here. A lot more people on that planet than there should be. Okay. Probably shouldn't have said China rose free on that ridiculous mission to Arthur. Live and learn. 1.5 active labs. Okay. Looks like we built another lab. Go ahead and put that right into the research rate. That'd speed up everything else. So it's worth doing. Auto mines. Then move another 10 mines to someplace with uranium. But probably yeah, that'll work. It's a comet, fairly distant, but you know, use the commercial lines when you get them out of it. All our government ships are in use right now. Very tempting to just pause some of these shipyard. Well, I'll leave it. Okay. God's rate of fire. So we have the minimal useful Gauss weapons. I'm gonna grab railgun launch velocity 3. So we do have the option of getting them slightly improved railguns. Just gonna go with that. Check the production overview. Very useful screen. I can't stress that enough. Especially when it loads correctly. Okay. The officer reassignment. Peaceful Willow is done exploring the Avalon. You can come back and see what's going on with Avalon. Looks like they swept everything. There is one other jump point. Fairly close in, so. Okay. Go ahead and refuel, resupply, and overhaul. After that, I might send them to the Nebula system. Not too excited about that. Okay. One is back. Okay, I'm going to load one mine. The rest infrastructure. And jumping over to Sephira B2, which still needs a name, but I'll find something later. By the way, if anyone wants to suggest a name, I will definitely could use some planet names. Might be a few episodes, but it's one of the things that could definitely use a little audience participation there. I know there's about five or six guys who are actually watching this series. So. Nice to know I'm not completely talking to myself. Okay. Yes, I definitely need to get that up if we're going to do anything missile related. Need at least ×2 for anti-ship missiles, and I say 2.5 for anti-missile missiles. Okay, we're only a couple of techs away from anti-missile missiles, so I don't know. It just makes sense to be focusing tech on construction and propulsion. For military, you definitely need sensors. So this is a much more chilled, laid-back situation. Those two coming back. It's complete. Capacitor. Just how much of a difference does that make with the relevance? So we go from a 15 load to a 10-second shot. Okay, that is an improvement. So, another 10. You know what? I'm going to dump Supply 10. Demand 10. On Venus, Io is starting to stock up on minerals, so we do need them. Can I do 4 mass drivers? And move 1 to each. Okay. Let's go back to production on Earth. Check available population, and we're going to have to divert some production to a mass drivers. I want at least another 10. Definitely one thing you don't want to be running out of, but you don't want to be overbuilding. So. China rolls 1 on the way back. 2 is reloading for. Okay. Research time. 1 year till new research rate. Couple of months till we get new sensor bet. So a whole new generation sensors there. Shipyard in about a year. And we'll build a freighter first, just to get that out. Then we'll build a terraformer. Okay, China roll should be done. It's sitting there. Do we have infrastructure to move? We do. Okay. Let's go to go ahead, move a mine. For the infrastructure. To Avalon, to Aiken, dump everything off and load up the surplus minerals. And at this point, we got two options. We can drop everything off on Earth, which is what we're normally going to do. Or we can drop it off on Io, which is where they started the cascade. So. There's no point getting fancy right now, so I'm just going to do that. China roll 3 is finally done. So we want to justify. I'm going to let the crew come back down to 0 before I send them out again. Okay, you don't need to do this, it's kind of a role-playing thing. You could also strictly role-play that, where you have to let civilian crews come all the way down. It only matters with military ships and geo-survey ships, I think. But it's a nice touch and you could work into the game if you want. This is your game, you go ahead and play it how you want. 1 research lab on Hogwarts. Okay, so we finally got the lab over. I'm gonna go and finish up the do here is gonna go over here. I'm gonna put everything to alpha, so this actually finishes up, and I'm gonna move all defensive research over to Hogwarts. This is the point of the yeah, 70% bonus. So we just have that kind of this odd facility off, you know. Production on spaceport on Mars is done. So easy to move stuff back and forth. What am I gonna do here? I think I'm gonna do 5 construction facilities. And I'm gonna do 20 financial centers. After that, we're just gonna play it by ear. This is a very minor base, and it is gonna be our first terraforming target. Okay. Check on the China rolls 3. China rolls 1 coming back with rub minerals. And 2 is coming back for whatever. I think I might have made a mistake. It might have been research lab might be 20 instead of 5. 20, so 20 instead of 20. So 4 super or 20 loads of freighter instead of 25. So we'll see. Let's go over to China Rolls 1. On the ship. Cargo, and just kind of show you the minerals. Nothing fancy at this point. If you wanted to have. No point leaving minerals outside the industrial. If you can move stuff to Earth, go ahead and do that. Chamber. Generals 1 is back. Over allocation. Okay, so I did make a mistake there. Yeah. Okay, so a research lab is 20 cargo loads, not 25. So, deal with that as I have to. Doesn't really matter at this point. Okay, let's check the rows 1. Okay, good enough. I'm just going to do a straight infrastructure run to Hogwarts. We're gonna do another long range mission to Arthur. Take 1 construction facility, 2 mines, and 20 infrastructure. And this could be arguably wasteful because we're tying up a ship for about a year or 14 months or so. But, you know. Let's have a little fun here. Let's do something ridiculous. Don't have to min-max every time you play a game. Oh, one thing that did happen, I forgot to mention this. I did a ground survey on Justice 2. Where is it? That was the Nebula system. And I found a couple of mineral deposits. Again, it's 0.1 accessibility, but 30, like a third of a billion in uranium. So this system is debatably worth colonizing. So we'll see about that. Active grav sensor, that's good. Get to that right away. And yeah. Okay, I'm gonna grab 8 before I do any more sensor designing. So about half a year, and we'll do a whole new generation of active sensors, which will at least be useful. Okay, 25. Looks like everything's getting flogged. So yeah, everything is getting. The minerals are flowing. Do need to really consider exploring again. So, I think I'm gonna do a second stopgap military ship. Just do a slightly improved Corvette. 667. Okay. Okay, I see. We built a lab. That's what it is. Now we're gonna go straight into research. Although, let's. Yeah, I'll leave it like that for now. Just checking in on all this. Okay, I think I'm going to call it an episode here. Overall, we got a bunch of technologies coming in. Really just kind of, I underestimated the time to retool that shipyard, which is about halfway done. And mineral situation is still not that great. Fuel is worthwhile, so... Anyway, we got our first operational lab on Hogwarts. Still a big worker shortage there, but you just need to move enough infrastructure, get things set up. So, 17 operational mines in Aiken. It's something. 9 at Karaman, which is okay. Nothing fancy. We're just kind of getting those two systems. Just doing something useful with them, but anyway, stay groovy space people. Wolf person out.